Richani here for the SportsCourier.com at Bellator Fighting Championships tryouts in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Datus Fight Camp here with Jimmy Binns of Matrix Fights. How you doing, sir?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Good. And what brings you here today at the tryouts?
Just looking at some talent. Close with Sam. Work a lot with Sam with Bellator and Matrix, and there's so much talent on the East Coast that has to be developed, and we have a lot of guys that have come out so far, so we're trying to get some more.
I feel like the East Coast MMA scene is pretty underrated between your fight promotion, Ring of Combat, Bellator. I mean, there's a lot of talent here, and everybody always says West Coast, Brazil, but I think it's pretty popping in the East Coast.
There is, and the good thing about it is that we're at the beginning of this sport, you know what I mean? And it's such a brand new sport, and Philly for so many years was a boxing capital, and now it's changing into the MMA, and you see a lot of these boxing guys. You go into Joe Hand's gym, and about 80% of the guys who are trained are MMA guys, and it's just we're getting put on the map little by little by little. East Coast is used to being a couple steps behind and being the underdog, so it's not such a bad thing. You know what I mean? To go into those fights like that, And you mentioned boxing. You do say you have a boxing background off the air. Can you tell us a little about that? Yeah, a little bit. I grew up in it from when I was about 5 years old. My dad was the athletic commissioner of Pennsylvania for a while, and then he represented the WBA, World Boxing Association, for 20 years. Not that it's a big deal. I'm the youngest supervisor ever in boxing history. I supervised a fight when I was 17 years old. I saw a lot of change, and I saw boxing go from its highest point when all the Tyson years, and now, it's taken a dip, and it's sad because a lot of my hearts are boxing, but I learned a lot of the tricks of the trade from that. I was around some of the best that ever did it. Don King, he is the best. He taught me a lot. I've been around a lot of the best managers, and I try to translate that in a positive fashion to the MMA scene, and I'm trying to build up guys. That's how Timmy Carpenter, he came through my system, and he's doing pretty well. You know what I mean? I have a guy named Kyle Seminar. I have Samuel Orpeza, Aaron Meisner. There's so much talent in this Datus. I mean, I've had Cheesesteak fight for me, Anthony Morrison. These guys are veterans. And I just want to highlight the best guys in the area, and if the guys want to listen, they'll make money, And how long has Matrix Fights been around, and what got you started with that? Because I know you've done some work with Bellator and their summer series. Yeah, I initially started with Matrix Fights, and Sam Kaplan was my matchmaker when we first did our initial show. And Sam had just started to talk to Bellator and started to work with them, and we formed a company, me and my two business partners, which were actually childhood friends, Ricardo and Phil Miglarice, which are probably two of the most respected guys in the area of martial arts because they've been doing it for 20-plus years between the both of them. I was blessed enough to form a company with them. We did our first fight, a sellout fight. From there, I got offered a position with Bellator to run their company, and I ran their company for about 6 shows. I did their summer series, I did their first international show, and we went our separate ways, but I'm still in business with them, managing guys in their systems. So, this is such a brand new sport that there's no need to create enemies. You got to figure out how guys can work together. And I think once the gyms start to, the gyms that are more open to having other people come in create better fighters. It's the guys that are closed-minded and say you can't come in here, you can't go train there. Those guys will never get any better, and they'll be stuck where they're at. You know what I mean? And the sport's going to grow each day. You know what I mean? More and more. So you feel like if fighters are, allowed to go to these other gyms and welcome to more open arms, that there'll be less chance of maybe burnout and them getting better, because it is a change of scenery. Yeah, you need to cross-train. You need to see different styles. If you're rolling with the same guys, no matter how good they are, they're going to know your tendencies. You're going to know what you're good at. But if you're going with a stranger, you're going with a different guy, it's a different ball game. You know what I mean? You can only improve, and I think that's starting to happen more and more. Of course, places like this that are so respected, they know their product. Datus knows their product. Balance Studios is the best jiu-jitsu in the world, and they know what they're worth. You know what I mean? So they don't mind if their guys go out and train because they know what they have. It also raises the rep too of the other gyms where they come out. Of course, yeah, absolutely. And you got a big fight coming up, March 16th. You want to tell us about it? March 16th is going to be our next installment. It's going to be our best one yet. We have Samuel Orpeza is going to be the main event. He's fighting a guy named Olga Sang, tough guy from Crazy 88 over in Baltimore. Our co-main is Aaron Meisner versus Lewis Rumsey. Lewis Rumsey always comes to fight. Aaron Meisner's a veteran from the show Tough, you know. He's come back from an injury. He's sharp as can be. At Adatis, we have Matt Friederborn making his pro debut, which I'm very excited about. He's been in our system since an amateur. It's very exciting. And I have my 205er, Kyle Seminara, who's a absolute monster. He's a beast. It's impossible to make a fight for him. You know what I mean? So you'll see fireworks. I promise you that.
And where's it going to be located, and where can fans find more about Matrix Fights online?
It's going to be at the Sheet Metal Hall. It's 1301 South Columbus Boulevard. You can go to matrixfights.com for more information. There'll be about 14 fights between amateur and pro. And then afterwards we go back to Z-Bar for the after party. And it's also going to be my birthday party. So make sure you come out.
You'll be 25, I presume?
Nah, 26. You're sweet. You're a good guy, though. But yeah, it's gonna be a great show. It's very exciting, and I try to do like an old flair. You know what I mean? Like the old Philly box scene that Russell Peltz created in Philadelphia, and that's kind of what I'm trying to do with the MMA scene. Is to create a system where it could be once a month. You know what I mean? And create a need for it. But I'm very fortunate to have the Miglorises and their guidance and stuff like that, and they kind of slow me down. I like to. I want to go. You know, that's in my nature. I like to hustle. But with the Phil and those guys, they kind of like slow down. So that's why every single event has been a huge success. So it's exciting.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Definitely looking forward to it. March 16, matrixfights.com.